to have two guys, one on each side. When they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways. And Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box. They can take it outside. They can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
Wants to throw. It's French. And the pressure gets there. And he goes at the 18.
And that's the first sack of the day. But I'll tell you what, this team has been doing so far throughout the season. They're in the top 10 in sacks for a reason. They pin their ears back and they get after quarterbacks.
The Wildcats now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Second down, they'll go to the air. One deep down the left side. He's got it for a big play.
You know, there's a lot of communication when it comes to defenses. Like, you have to talk. You have to understand if somebody does this, I have to do this. I have to pass off wide receivers. Apparently, some communication was busted.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and hand it the ball.
Off the run on that last one. It's second and 11. Looking to fire. Got it in the middle. It's right. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed, and he showed some of it there.
Really nice job there by the quarterback understanding it's blitz, and not just that it's blitz, but knowing whether it's man coverage or zone coverage behind the blitz. You've still got to know where your answer is going to be based on what the defense is doing in the back end.
Touchdown, Kentucky! First points of the day are on the board.
And I love this offense and the way they started this football game. Listen, last week be dang, okay? Forget last week. Nice job coming out, setting the tone in this ball game, putting a long drive together, and getting a touchdown.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Ole Miss Rebels offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, Dave.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
Pick up the first. Here comes the offense on second down. Johnson looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout.
Nice use of the bullet pass, my friend.
And the Rebels are on the move. They just keep firing. He uncorks a bullet to the right. Right through his hand. They came out attacking, wanting to impose their will, and they missed a big chance on that one.
Well, the defense got really lucky there. I don't know if there was a coverage bust or what. There is no way that receiver should have been that wide open. Lucky for the defense, though, he puts it on the ground.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Might be changing the route. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Intercepted. Big play. Stops the drive. Trying to take it back. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with his 7-0 lead. Nowhere to go with the line now. He goes at the 39. This Mike backer showing some versatility. Think he always just has to stay home and play the run? Bring the pass rush that time.
No, this ain't old school football anymore, Reese. These guys got to be so athletic, and you see them blitz and run games and all the different things they can do aside from making the calls and being the communicator on defense. These guys are as versatile as it gets.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. What that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play.
On third and long, you'll need to push him downfield. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
We talked to the offensive staff coming into this one. They knew going up against the top 25 defense with respect to sacks per game. They had to do a good job protecting the QB, but they have not been able to get that done so far. They've already now allowed 3 sacks in this game.
First boot of the day is on its way. He was called on 3 times in that loss last week. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball in.
What a complete disaster. What a terrible decision to run that far backwards and take the safety.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
Kentucky has it back, and the big blue offense takes the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got the score.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Let's see what they've got on second down. The give on the option. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement job rushing the passer. I can play man when I got a pass rush like that.
Kentucky sends out the punting unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood. Time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football.
Across midfield and out of bounds at the 49. A big pickup there.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them.
Chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. He is like a loose boulder just rolling to the 32.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs closer to the line of scrimmage, and then they might open up some big plays down the field.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon. There's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Tries again to get it in. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Finding it tough to make positive yardage now. 3rd and goal from the 2.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And he had the extra point to finish the drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you, and you're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
They were trying to hit the corner on that loss, but the defense refused to lose contain.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense.
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback late, getting him to 46.
Boy, this defense is ridiculous. On point, they know how to rush the passers. Multiple guys getting it done. 5 sacks, and we are still in the first half.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack. Kentucky will be forced to punt. Now on the return. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. They put it in the end zone the last time they had it, and now an opportunity to really take control of this game.
You can feel the momentum shifting. And if they were able to take the football here, drive it down the field, and score again, David, they would have all of that momentum on their side.
And there's nothing about momentum that you can play for. Like, I don't understand it, but once it gets going in one direction, a lot of times it's so hard to swing it back the other direction. The momentum is real, and they got it.
Right back to the right. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked. Good run and a first down.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Going for the big play. And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Simmons. He'll take another shot here. He's got it away. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. The Rebels racing to the line in the hurry-up. Making side adjustments here. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
He's looking to throw. And he just let it go. And I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
And this offense shows right away on first down. They're willing to pass down here. Does this soften them up a little bit for the run here on 2nd down and goal?
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Wide receiver comes in motion. Behind the line, it's Cunningham. They'll try to add another to their lead.
Love the individual effort here by the wide receiver. After he has the ball,
Memphis is just getting blown off the field right now. And like him or hate him, I think anyone would agree this is tough to watch. They're trailing by 14 to Tulane. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American you should know about.
How about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And the defense settled in to stop that before a short gain.
Well, if you're going to get first downs against this defense, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to make people miss. This is an excellent tackling unit. You saw it on that last play.
To the air, it's French. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes to the 22.
They've got more sacks than the grocery store. Goodness gracious, time and time again, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground. This defense having their way.
On 3rd and long, you have to hurt it loose deep. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. Kentucky sends out the punting unit. Bringing out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. No fair catches here, looking for room. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They took their time out of the game, but now starting to try to take control of this game on offense here in the second quarter, Jesse.
Yeah, and they're playing good complementary football up to this point, but this is a huge opportunity, David, for them to really create some momentum.
Well, and the defense did such a good job keeping them in the game early. Now, holding down their end. Now get the offense rolling, put up some points on the scoreboard, and then you could really get dangerous in this ballgame.
And the Rebels with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. Line getting set on second down. Tight end now in motion. Second down, he'll throw it. Quickly to the tight end. He goes out of bounds across the 25, marking at the 24. This defense, its head is spinning. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Scanning the field, it's Simmons. He's got him in the front. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. The Rebels have it in scoring position on 1st and goal.
Push it downfield, offense.
This offense is really dangerous because of the weapons they have on the perimeter of the field. And you're seeing they go to these guys early, and they try to give them opportunities in one-on-one situations and vertically down the field. 2 passing touchdowns now early for this offense.
And after the extra point, they're on top by 12. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll just take him in. This drive will start at the 25. Kentucky has it back, and the big blue offense takes the field. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. So you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to come into a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th that they can't beat. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 20 line. Timeout
throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Plenty of time to work. Not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. To the air, it's Simmons. Rushes on him. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Grant in the backfield. It's Diggs. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. Now facing a 3rd and long. He might want another play. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. The short hands, it's Cunningham. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43. And the Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on 1st down. That's reeled in. It's Cunningham. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up.
Man, how about the first half this guy's having? He already has 2 touchdowns, picks up a huge first down right here. On defense, you're going to have to find a way to control this guy. You're going to have to make some big-time adjustments at halftime.
Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Now from inside the red zone. It's complete to the right. And into the end zone. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
Well, after talking to him this week, I know this guy was excited to build off the momentum from last week when he scored 2 touchdowns.
Sneak gets it done. No mid-season concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
And that was beautiful clock management. Great job by this offense, sustaining the drive, not getting too much in a panic, and finishing the drive with a touchdown with not a lot of time on the clock.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point was good. They took it 64 yards right down the field. It was finished off with the quarterback sneak. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Final seconds of the first half. Let's see if they can pull off a little magic. The gift to the tailback. Shut down in the backfield again, and that might do it here in the half. And what a way for this defense to wind up the quarter. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. And the quarterback's just going to take a knee. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. Under a minute to play here in the first half, and the offense will take a knee, and that is how we'll wrap up the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A memorable first half of football so far today in Oxford.
Kentucky will boot it deep to get the second half underway. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well. So you have to know where your answers are.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Offense changing the play. Looking downfield, it's Simmons. It's picked up, not the second half start they hoped for. And it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Kentucky!
And this is exactly what you dream about for a defense. Forcing the big turnover, making the pick, and then putting points on the board yourself. Great play by the defense.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, every game in the Big Ten so very critical. How about this one today? Notre Dame is currently ahead in this one, but it's been a close one so far in South Bend. They're up by 7 over Iowa. We'll let you know if anything else comes out of Big Ten country from this one. Back to you.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. He'll keep it himself. First down and more. And he's brought down after a nice game.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
They're dealing with a second and long. Back to pass. Catch in the middle, it's Diggs. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag. So that penalty is going to cost them the first down as they back up, and now it's second down. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Back to pass, it's Simmons. Pressure coming. And he just flat missed him. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw.
You normally don't see this guy miss throws like that. That was a pretty short throw. He can normally make those in his sleep, but with the incompletion, we're now setting up third down.
Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a third and long from the 27. Grabbed in the middle, it's Diggs. And bring him down with the big play, and we'll see the sticks. The Rebels come to the line in the hurry up.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be...
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play.
Great job by the defense, forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back on it.
And the Rebels with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
Another sack. This quarterback group, not this quarterback, this one, because you're already on quarterback number 2, taking a lot of hits today. Got to keep these guys upright, got to protect them. This offensive line has to do a better job.
Trying to play action. Going for the big play. He's got it inside the 30. Once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup, and then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run it, go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it, and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
The kick is up and good and puts one more on the lead. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. To throw, it's French. And the pressure gets there. Down he goes at the 18.
This defense has taken the game over. They're winning the game in large part because of how dominant they've been up front and how good their pass rush has been.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Dragged over the middle. It's Gilmore. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. Kentucky will be forced to punt. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put the defenses in a difficult situation.
Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
And how about this quarterback, man? He's showing you a little bit of everything. He's had a great day throwing the football, spinning it around, scoring touchdowns, and now shows you he can pick them up and put them down, scrambling for the first down. He's had a day where he's really shown you he can do all things on the football field.
Leaves it with the back. Runs for the tackle. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
I think one of the biggest keys in stopping these big physical running backs is you can never let them get momentum running downhill, and I think that was a big factor on that play. They didn't get him right away. He was able to break a tackle, but he couldn't get the speed going, and as a result, he's going backwards. That's a big TFL for the defense.
And that can be frustrating to watch running backs not make plays like a receiver, but they're not a receiver. And a lot of times when they have guys around them, the focus that receivers have it doesn't exist in them. And you could tell just dropped the football, lost a little bit of focus, but I think those footsteps were close enough where he hurt him.
Back to throw, it's Simmons. Fires to the wideout. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. They've got enough for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. Starts a drive trying to go up top. And a sack all the way back at the 5.
As an offense, you've got to know it. This part of the field, deep in your own end, you've got to do a better job in pass pro if you're going to call a pass play at this juncture in the game. Not good enough.
And the Wildcats have put themselves in dire straits after their last play at second. It's stopped, trapped, and it'll be a safety.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
Fields the punt and tries to find it
Field
open.
offense.
Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
They'll run play action. Here comes the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And I like where the quarterback got because I think he needed to check the football down, but the pressure got there a little bit too fast, and he just didn't have enough time to get it to his running back and maybe put a positive spin on this play instead.
Looking deep. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. The Rebels want to crank the tempo. Motion from the wideout. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. And they are stopped on fourth down. That decision will be questioned. Kentucky has it back, and the big blue offense takes the field. Looking for a man. It's Fred. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The Wildcats trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Going to swing it on second down. Complete with conviction on the crosser. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. The snap sets up the throw. Pass rush coming out of the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
Quarterbacks don't have high completion percentages from their backs. It's been really hard for this QB to get any kind of rhythm. We've got to change something up here. We've got to do something different because right now it's just a sack play.
It is true as he puts 3 on the board.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. Wants to go up top on first down. Fires it down the seam. Working the middle. They make the stop, but barely, and they might need to regroup as we have come to the end of the third quarter. he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Man, if I'm the offensive line, I got to do a better job initially protecting my quarterback. And then once he scrambles out of that pocket, he starts to go to the left. I got to stick with the play because then he gets whacked at the end of the play. And instead of helping my quarterback out, I got to make sure I
Catch and strike inside the 15. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive. They've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the fourth quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
They'll dial up the run on first and goal. And the beatdown has ensued. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3. They'll try to add another to their lead. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just got to be more physical at the point of attack. Get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game.
Power football with the run. Not much to show for it. This defense has kept them bottled up all day.
You got to give the defense credit. They knew a big key in this one was slowing this dude down, especially after how well he played the last time out. They have been swarming him. They have been gang tackling him and getting a lot of penetration up front.
To the air, it's French.
Defense.
Complete to the right. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. Here comes Kentucky after picking up that first down. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll leave it with the lone back. They keep feeding him in this running game, and the defense is having none of it. It's been that way all day.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on.
He's loose. He's at the touchdown, Wildcats. A great catch and run for 6.
And when you run these screenplays, you're trying to get your playmaker the ball in space, and what a great job. They get it to the running back, but look at the blocks out in front. Everybody paving the way, creating some space, and then he's got so much speed, he can take care of the rest. Really, really nice screen pass.
The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Off-play action on first down. Using his feet to buy time. Finds space on the right. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack.
Well, I love play callers that want to stay aggressive regardless of what the score is, regardless how much time is left on the clock. And I promise you this, there are a lot of fans, there are a lot of teams all across college football that are paying attention to what is happening right now.
On the option. Oh, he's got some space. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Looking to throw at Simmons. He's down at the 1, and they almost had a touchdown pass on that one.
Well, it's surprising, not going to lie. You got a big lead like this late in the game. You're still throwing for it and being aggressive, but hey, man, it's working. And if it's working, keep calling him, I guess.
And the Rebels trying to cash it in on 1st and goal.
Trying to slam it.
And the stopping has commenced. They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
Only reason you can think of for the onside kick here is they want to stick it to him. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. They'll run this play from the pistol. The running back has it. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
You've just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There's been way too much penetration up front defensively. They've been able to stop him in his tracks.
Quickly out to the tight end. He snagged him, and he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. Good, solid pickup on that play. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing it accurately. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get up the field, and chew up some extra yards.
He'll come through on 3rd downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23.
Yeah, he gets the 1st down, and I tell you what, these are the guys you like to go to. Throw those big body tight ends with the sure mitts over the middle of the field where you know you can get a high percentage throw. Nice kick.
Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
The name of the game is protecting your quarterback. He can't have success with complete passes on his back. Let's get the quick passing game going, maybe hand the football off. But whatever we're doing, let's go the opposite direction.
They'll run the toss. Through the defense. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against the running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense up.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. On 3rd and long, the blitz pretty much puts the offense out of its misery with the sack.
Yeah, and it's so tough for the offensive line when you get in these situations and you know all these fast athletes are going to be getting after the quarterback. Who's coming, who's not coming. This is why you try to stay out of 3rd and longs, because bad things happen.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Gilmore. There he goes. He's not going to make it. And what a big stop for this defense, and they might be able to put this thing away. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Ready to
All the way out across the 45-yard line. Mark it out of bounds at the 46. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. That's the way to start a drive, and now they'll try to follow up on 1st and 10. Back to pass, it's Simmons. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
And every time he gets brought down, everybody kind of gasps for a second because you're already on quarterback number 2, and you got to protect him. You got to keep him upright. And the least amount of hits as possible because you definitely don't want to go to QB number 3.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. It's 2nd and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Motion from the wide receiver. To the air on 2nd down. He's going to run it. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. The Rebels headed quickly to the line. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Grab behind the line. It's ball. Brings it down. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. The execution on that screen pass is one that will go in a coaching clinic.
Nice execution on the screen. Allow the rush to come upfield. Now I release, get the ball to the running back. I got my playmaker in space. Nice chunk yardage play right there by the offense.
And the Rebels will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Complete to the left. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal.
Yeah, and Palmer, I don't know what his grade's going to be, but hitting over 400 yards on the day, I think coaches are going to be pretty impressed with the day this young man had.
No doubt. And I think for defensive coordinators moving forward now, you're going to be charged with having to find answers to try to slow this guy down. Today, we've seen this defense try blitzing, zone coverage.
And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just end their total.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get concerned because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And the point after is good. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They put the brakes on him, but a good return out to the 36. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we had just ran the details to the right.
Picked off and another empty drive.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long. And here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw the big INT, and that might seal their fate.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here in the game.
Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
Reese, I know you're a little bit of a front runner, so you probably would quit. You'd probably sub yourself out and take yourself out of the game. But I like that they're continuing to fight. Keep fighting. You never know what's going to happen. Actually, you know what? I know you're not going to win, but it doesn't matter. Keep fighting to the very end.
Sweet cut there. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. Defense will take a timeout with 28 seconds left.
And that was a pretty good run there for the offense. And listen, I know this game's over, but that's what this offense needs a little bit more. They need a little more balance, a little more easy 2nd down situations with some positive runs on 1st down. They just need something to get them going, some kind of spark. The ground game might be it in the future.
Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. The defense will take a timeout.
nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Bringing it out. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. He got a little antsy at the line of scrimmage, and they'll move him back.
False start on offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Out of the gun, waiting to throw. Unloads it left. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
And now on second down for this offense. Leaves it with the running back. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22. They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. Here on third down, will they go back to the running game? Might be calling a hot route.